First, what was it like filming the last episode, and is that the last we're going to see of Emma Swan?
It was great filming the last episode. It was so nice to be able to go back and see everybody, knowing that Emma's journey had come to an end in terms of the storytelling. And there's something really nice about being able to go back and spend time with everyone and revisit that character for a minute. And that's, they've given her happy ending, and I'm very pleased with how everything is wrapped up for her, and it feels like a really natural end of things for her.
Yeah, I really loved it too. Yeah, and what was it about Sundogs that made you want to have this as your first feature film?
There were so many things about Sundogs that immediately grabbed me. I felt incredibly lucky that I was being trusted with the script. I thought it was a really special script and really incredible characters. I definitely gravitated to the idea of the hero being someone who's a bit of an outsider and an underdog. And I also really responded to the overall message, which is the idea that we all could make a difference, sometimes it's the smallest things in life that can make the biggest difference in the long run, and I really responded to that message. So there were so many things that drew me to it, and also just knowing that because it was so beautifully written and they were such great characters, my hope was that it would attract really great actors. So I was hoping that the combination of the work I had done on my short film with the quality of this script and the characters and everything that I was bringing with Sundogs would give me a chance to work with really great actors, and then it did. So there were a lot of elements to the script that really made it possible for me to do this at all.
And do you find that being an actor is easier directing other actors? And what was it like working with Michael and Melissa?
I loved working with everyone. I mean, Ed O'Neill is one of my favorite people on the planet. Allison Janney is magical in every way. Melissa Benoist is the sweetest, kindest, most lovely soul you'll ever meet. And Michael Angarano was the only person in the world I could have imagined going in the foxhole with on this. He had just shot his first feature, and so he was very aware of what it meant to go through that process on such a tight budget and with no time. And so to have him by my side in this process really was... it was like a gift. I don't even know how else to put it. We just had such an amazing shorthand. And I never had really realized until I started answering questions like this at festivals and talking to other filmmakers that I really am lucky that I was an actor first, because I'm not intimidated by other actors. I feel like I just dive in to figure out what to do to help them best, and everybody's different, and I feel like I have a pretty immediate ability to adapt to what each person needs, and it feels really natural to me, and I didn't realize that that's something that doesn't always come naturally, So because of being an actor and being something natural for me, I didn't realize how lucky I was to have that, And it gave me a different perspective when I'm working with young filmmakers when I'm an actor, and it made me realize how generous and how helpful sometimes you need to be as the actor in that situation, realizing that they haven't spent a lot of time on sets the way a lot of actors have. So it was definitely an eye-opening realization as well.
And do you find that directing is what you want to do next for the majority of your time, or do you still want to act in projects? Or
I'm hoping to find a nice balance. Right now I'm definitely on a path of directing, taking a lot of my time. I'm working on a project that I continue to not be able to talk about. It's a very weird situation. Not that it's really that top secret or anything. It's just contractually I haven't been allowed to talk about it. So I'm actually in post on something right now. So that's been definitely taking a lot of my time, and directing something does take time in a different way. It's not like, you show up, you do your job as an actor, you leave, and someone else deals with everything. But I'll always also act, and I think now it's just about really finding the things that I feel incredibly passionate about, like the projects I can't not do, It's just that I just really want to be there creatively. So I'll probably be a little pickier, but it's definitely always going to be a part of my life.
And then one last question. What is it about Sundogs that you hope people take away or tell them why they should see this film?
I think the biggest thing that I hope people take away from seeing Sundogs is that the smallest things in life can make a big difference, and that everyone's life has purpose and meaning. And it sounds a little bit self-helpy to explain it that way without having seen the film. If you've seen the film, you sort of understand why I'm saying that. But, it's such a tumultuous time in the world right now, and the film is set in 2004, which in my mind was also part of my draw to the film, which is that it was right when the Americans were really starting to live with a sense of fear every day, of not knowing if there was going to be a shooting, if there was going to be an attack, and we didn't always live that way, and so this was sort of the beginning of that energy invading our culture. And it was interesting to go back and look at the beginning of that as opposed to, several years down the road from that and the way it sort of just is how it is now. And back then it was new, so I felt like it was interesting to kind of look at a character in that context at that time and see the beginnings of like why we are where we are now. So with all of that being said and sort of knowing what's going on in the world politically, just kind of keeping in mind when you walk away from a film like this that we all make mistakes. We're all just people trying our best, and sometimes the best thing we can do is be the best version of ourselves every day. And so hopefully that's an uplifting message and that resonates in the world at this moment,
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.